My name is Avery, and I love books. So today is my first video, I guess, and I'm nervous. I've never really done anything like this before. I mean, never really talked to a camera before, so this is all very new. I guess I've been wanting to do this for a while. I actually started a book Instagram maybe about a year ago because I wanted to write book reviews and just let my opinions out somewhere on books I've read, and I guess I finally want to make a video version of that, and I thought that the best way to introduce myself to Booktube was to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. So first off, I just wanted to introduce myself. Yes, my name is Avery, if you couldn't tell by the name of this channel. And I'm 18, and let's just say reading is my life. If you ask anyone out there what Avery does, or what does she do in her spare time, or how do you know Avery, most of the time the answer is just reading or books or something along those lines. So let's get started. Question number one is, why did you start this channel? And like I said before, I really just want to let my opinions out there of what I feel about, of how I feel about certain books. I would love to meet new people who love reading as much as I do, and I just want to talk about books, I guess. Question number two is, what are some fun and unique things that you think that you can bring to Booktube? I think a fun thing that I could bring to YouTube is I also have something called celiac disease, and that's where I'm allergic to gluten, and I have to eat a gluten-free diet and all this stuff, and I thought it would be really fun to also put tips on gluten-free eating and all that kind of stuff if anyone else is out there wondering what to do. And I just thought it would be really cool to also mix that in with talking about books and stuff. Question number three is, what are you most excited for about starting this channel? What I'm most excited for is being introduced to new types of books and new people. I'm not a social butterfly whatsoever. I normally keep to myself. I'm a very reserved person. I don't normally put myself out there, which probably should change, but I think that starting this channel will introduce me to more people who are interesting, and I can get different ideas from and see different point of views, and I just thought it would be really fun. Question number four is, why do you love to read? I guess I love to read because, well, I've loved to read ever since I was little, just because I thought it was so interesting how reading something could just suck you into another universe, I guess. You weren't on Earth most of the time, you were in some other fantasy land or at someone else's house in your mind, and you can just picture something that isn't there, and I love that. When I was a kid, I was a big imaginative person. I loved how books would suck you into a different world, I guess. And nowadays it's the exact same thing. Normally I just read to get away, I guess, which isn't I'm not saying I need to get away or anything, but it's amazing how books can just make you feel ways, you know what I mean? I don't really know how to put that into words. Number five is, what book or series got you into reading? Well, I actually have the book with me. Well, there's actually two of them, I guess. When I was a little girl, my parents loved to read me The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. This book just got me into reading. It's a cute little book. As you can see, I actually got this exclusive edition that comes in this cute little box from my grandma for Christmas this year, and it's just how shiny and beautiful it is. Yeah. But this is what I would read on repeat when I was little, when I was first starting to read. But the book, I guess, that fully got me into reading big books and actually starting to acquire my collection, I guess, be The Miraculous Life of Edward Tulane. I know there's no cover here. I lost the dust jacket when I was in the 6th grade. But this is, you see I have all of this writing in the inside. But this is the front cover. You can see our teacher actually read it to us in the 2nd grade, I'm thinking. But it's basically about this stuffed bunny rabbit who gets lost on a boat and washes on shore and is trying to get back to his family who owns him, and it's beautiful, and it was the first book that I actually cried to in the 2nd grade. I remember walking out to the living room, my mom was watching TV or something at like 9 o'clock at night, and I walked to the living room and I'm like crying, tears down my face, and she goes, "Oh my god, Averie, what's wrong?" And I'm like, and I'm just like holding the book out, and I explained to her what happened as to why I'm crying, which I can't say because of spoilers if you actually want to read it. But it's a beautiful story, and she just looked at me and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" But I guess that sparked like my actual reading love, I guess. Question number 6 is, what kind of questions would you want to ask your favorite YouTubers? So I have a lot of favorite YouTubers. I don't really have like a main question I would ask them. I would just want to know, like, how do you take the time to do that? To sit down and actually talk to a camera and make amazing videos. I know it's very time consuming and I wouldn't know. Question number 7 is, what kind of challenges do you think will be the hardest for you to accomplish on Booktube? I think the hardest thing that I think I will have to do on Booktube is actually putting videos out there. I'm a very shy person, and like filming in front of anyone or when anyone's in the house, I wouldn't be able to do it. I would be too nervous to see someone walking on me, filming a video or something. So I think the hardest thing for me would be filming, I guess. I guess I just have to like get used to it or something. Yeah. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? Like I said before, I started reading when I was a little girl. My mom would read to me, my dad would read to me. I had a bookshelf in my room when I was looking at my old house where it was just covered in chapter books like Judy Jones books and what are the other ones? Oh, Magic Tree House! I was in love with the Magic Tree House books. So I started reading like kind of early-ish, not all that much. I had trouble reading actually because my eyesight, I have very high astigmatism and my vision is really bad. I'm almost legally blind. So my mom didn't know that I needed glasses for like a while when I was a kid. So I think I got glasses. And that's when I first started like actually being able to read. Other than that, before then I would have books like up to my eyes like this, and I'd be squinting, or my mom would read to me. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I mostly read anywhere in my house. I can read anywhere. I can read in a loud setting, I can read in a quiet setting, I can read with music in my ears, I can read with like no sound at all. So I normally read anywhere. I normally though read on my bed. I have a window seat, or I'll pull up a chair out in the front yard and I'll read a book out there. Other than that, like, I bring a book with me anywhere I go. So say if I'm at a family dinner or something, I actually will bring out a book in like the middle of a restaurant and start reading. I know it's probably not the most polite thing to do, but I do it when I'm like very invested in the story. I just can't put it down, and my family understands that. And question number 10 is, what kind of books do you like to read? I like to read basically anything that you put in my lap. I am actually not the biggest fan of nonfiction. I'll only read it if it like really sparks my interest. But I'm not the one to like fully go out and buy a nonfiction book. Someone will really have to recommend it to me and get me fully invested into the story for me to be able to actually go out there and buy it. But most of the time, I read fantasy books, I read contemporary books, I read fiction, realistic fiction. I read just about anything. Here are some of my books if you can't tell. I actually have 2 shelves. You can't see the top of this, but this is my rainbow hardcover shelf. And I have a softcover shelf on my other side of the room that's also rainbow pattern. I can't fit all of them onto one shelf. My favorite book is historical fiction. Actually, if you wanted to know, my favorite book is Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepetys. I love this book so much. I think I've read it maybe 3 times since I got it last year. I can't remember, but it's beautiful. I recommend it to so many people. I've heard so many people read it, so many people that tell me that they love it. I actually got my English teacher to go out and buy this my senior year, and it's beautiful. It's a wonderful story based in World War II about these 4 teenagers, like, meeting each other, I guess, and they're all very different during World War II, and they're trying to survive, I guess, and they board this boat called Wilhelm Gustloff, which is known to be the biggest recorded number of human casualties on a ship before, and it's just heartbreaking and beautiful to read, and Rita Sepetys' writing style is amazing. Like, she's beautiful at writing. I actually also listened to this on audiobook on Audible, and the narrators are wonderful. I think they have a narrator for 4 different narrators for each person that the point of view is from. So there's 4 teenagers, so 4 people speak, and they're amazing. Like, they sound so much like the characters that I would put in my head, and it's wonderful. I highly recommend. So yeah, that's it, I guess. That was the Booktube Newbie Tag. This is gonna be fun, I guess. I'm gonna try to make and post a new video every week. I'm trying to, at least. So yeah, I hope you check out my channel and subscribe. Actually, also, if you want to go check out my Instagram, it's averie.loves.books, and go and give us some love, I guess. Anyways, I'll see y'all later, hopefully next week with a new video. Bye.